I'm just singing along. I'm ready.
Now we're just grooving our own self there.
Self-soothing.
Doing a little David Bowie.
Self-soothing here because it's like we're under pressure, I guess. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. It may not be...
You gave me the most beautiful card and gifts, but you'll have to watch the episode 15 to see all the...
You'll have to see the beautiful flowers.
On episode 15.
I can't show you the beautiful...
She ate it.
I ate it. So...
Anyway, this is Coffee and a Podcast 3 at gmail.com if you want to send us an email. And that's cherylannchapman.
And this is irisforcier.
Yeah, that's me.
That's
anyway,
me.
Today, it's funny, episode mini. We're doing mini, micro, whatever you want to call it.
Mini micro episode.
Mini micro. 15.
They're always on different topics.
Yeah, they are. We kind of just
So this is where we get to cut loose.
Yeah, we're not doing the inspirational.
Get to do whatever we want to do.
Oh, and that's funny that you should mention that because today's episode is why we started this podcast. And I asked her, because, I'm in therapy now. I love to talk therapy.
She's my therapy.
Y'all are off.
My therapist sits right next to me.
Therapy.
Exactly.
But, and don't be afraid to go. Just do it if you need it and have someone to talk to and get the skills.
You hit it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's talking to somebody, getting it out loud.
Right, exactly.
So you can hear yourself. And then you're like, I'm paying you how much for this episode? Because I just figured it out. But everybody needs that sounding. It's a sounding board.
It is. And so the therapist asked me, how did this come about? And I was like,
how did it come about, our podcast?
Yeah, our podcast. And I was like, I don't remember. Because I always talk about how amazing you are and how we get along so well and that we have some things in common, but some we don't. But we complement each other for sure. And we get along. And I don't know how it came about. And then you were explaining to me, how did we start this podcast? Like what was what?
Because we were...
How this podcast came about. Yeah, why did we... Well, what do we talk about? We talk about people that inspire us, and it definitely lights us up inside. And kindness, and... Because there's so much,
darkness,
mayhem, murder, always mayhem and murder. And I love My Favorite Murder is one of my favorite podcasts, and that inspired me.
Besides our podcast people, okay?
Yeah, I listen to that. And those women, I love those women so much. I mean, they're my favorite.
I actually have to start listening. I haven't listened to them yet.
My Favorite Murder.
My favorite murder.
I'm surprised. It's like one of those things where you're getting married and they ask you, you have to repeat your husband's name in front of you, and you're like praying to God you don't say your ex-boyfriend's name. Like, I take so-and-so. And it's like, God. I've been so afraid that I was going to introduce myself as them because I listen to them every day.
Oh my God, that's fun. Well, that
is Coffee and a Podcast.
She is Iris and I am Cheryl. Oh my gosh.
We're not Karen Kim Gareth or Georgia Hartstack of My Favorite Murder.
Exactly.
That you listen to it so much that you just like...
You become absorbed into it.
It's in your brain, like they're part of you.
Right. Well, that's what, she told me about, you told me about that.
Right.
And then we're always, like she said, it's hard to stay motivated or not positive. We motivate ourselves, but to stay positive and to get out there, we're like, man, we love inspiration and we love to do whatever we can to inspire people. So really it was just kind of organically happened where we were talking, we're like, we need to do a podcast on this because I would she'd tell me like, hey, I got this great quote from this person, or I was reading about this person, and it just kind of organically came together. We're like, I think other people need to have a little dose of our little funness,
perhaps, but maybe they would help. Maybe it would help other people.
Or that's what I mean.
I knew what you meant. I could fit it.
See, that's so nice.
Yeah,
because
you need us.
You do need us.
We need us too.
Exactly.
But we hope to share. We like to share.
We want, if we can be, it'd be so great if we could one person. I mean, we want more than one person to be, watching us. But
one person would be fine, because
if you could just have one person, help one person, just think about it. And then that one person helps one person.
That's right.
And that one person helps one person.
Because if you share that kindness, it just keeps spiraling.
Yeah, because I get motivation from people throughout the day, throughout the week. And it helps you ground yourself, and it helps you to rethink something. Like if I'm not having such
different
a positive
perspective.
day, I'm like, oh, I needed that. So that's why we're really doing this. And
that's how we created this podcast.
Exactly.
And we have so much fun if you haven't figured it out. And we're on Minisode 15 here. And we have hundreds of people, and of people to talk about that have inspired us, or we'll read about them and we're like, oh my God, I can't believe they did that. And some are controversial. And we're not experts. We're not mental health experts. We're not lawyers. We don't know it all.
Right.
We're just here to read you a story and let you ascertain what you think of it or feel about it. And that's all. We're having a good time.
Well,
I'm hoping you are too.
Lucy, remember Lucy, my Lucy episode?
Oh, Lucy.
And I knew she was inspiring just because of her, just her comedic ways.
Right.
But then to learn what a businesswoman she was.
Powerhouse she was.
She was a powerhouse.
Yeah.
And so that was just really fascinating to me.
Right.
And I'm like, oh my God, you go, girl.
Yeah.
So it's really cool because it does empower you, it keeps you motivated, keeps you moving forward.
And it keeps you learning.
And that's a key to, longevity and dementia.
Well, who doesn't want to learn?
I want to learn.
There's a couple other podcasts that are out there that I want to start checking out too and learning. And sometimes they have scientists on, which I love. I'm a geek at heart. Even though some of their verbiage just goes right over my head, that's okay. I can still...
I don't speak tech. Well, I am a nerd, but I don't know. I have my own language.
She's a better nerd than me. I'm not a nerd. I wish I was. I mean, I'm a wannabe, but she's definitely a better nerd than me. Anyway, so we have a couple of quotes here to riff on. And then we do that too. We'll find some quotes that maybe go with the day or, and sometimes, quotes that are positive don't always pan out, and we're going to talk about that too if we feel like it.
Exactly.
Like sometimes, somebody could say something and you're like, well, that's easier said than done.
Yeah, exactly.
But this one,
and
we know.
Clarify really quick, we are okay with talking over each other. So that's just how we banter. So a lot of people are like, especially my other half is you guys talk over each other all the time, but we're okay with that. We're
communicating.
That's how we communicate. So don't send us hate mail on that because
we can
all good
track
with that.
Each other.
Yes. She got a tracker on me. No, anyway.
Okay. Here's a quote. Just in case no one told you this today, you're doing amazing. Keep going.
You got this.
That's right. You got this.
And there are days when you need to hear that.
You really do.
I need to hear that. Love Amanda that she's in our Remax Elite group. She's also
a coach.
She's also with 12. Turn the Dial coaching, but we're with the 12-week year. Yeah. And she does. She puts out those great quotes and sends you little cards and
nice.
And it's just that reminder, that special touch that we've lost. And I'm like, oh my gosh, because I think it, and I'm like, I need to write it.
Yes.
And it always hits me at like the best moment. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't realize I really needed that. So go ahead.
Here's another one. At the end of the day, I'm at peace because my intentions are good and my heart is pure.
Oh, and look at this little cute froggy. I just love this because this little picture says it all. Look at that
person.
No, that looks like a frog.
Is it a frog?
I think it's a frog.
No, that's
in
a
nature.
Person.
Is it a person? It looks like a frog.
It looks like because it's got a vest on.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking it's a frog. I don't have glasses. Whether it's a frog to you or a person. It's just so carefree.
That is
my Lord.
hysterical.
It looks like
it's a frog person.
It's a frog person. Here, watch our time.
Okay, then our last quote is...
I don't know. It's a frog person.
This is in lieu of Mother's Day. It's Mother's Day tomorrow. And, you could be a mother or a maternal mother, meaning that you mother people. It doesn't mean
it doesn't mean you have to have children.
No.
Exactly. I agree.
We don't outgrow our need to keep taking care of babies even after they're grown. We have double vision. We see both the version of them as children and the beautiful people they've become. And we will always want to protect their hearts and take on whatever is in our power to do to keep them safe.
Mama bear. Yes.
Yeah, this is from never_empty_nest on
Wow.
Instagram.
That's
and
true.
That is true.
And we do.
Bears.
Mama bear. We love our children. But
Yeah.
then that goes for our friends too. It's
Yes,
like,
yes.
you know, the people that are close to you that, you know, I mother her, she mothers me, you know, it's just what
nurture.
we do. We nurture.
And we learned that some people don't like to be nurtured. And they don't have to listen to this podcast if they don't want to. Because this is not for them. Because if they don't want to be inspired or nurtured or learn or, you know, whatever. I've been accused of being a Pollyanna. I've been accused of being nurturing. And I think you know, you can... We're not preaching it. We're just having fun with it, for sure.
Exactly. And then
anything you want to add to
that?
No,
because we want to make sure that we keep it into the true mini spirit. But have a beautiful day, everybody.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. And
happy May. It's
happy
May. It's beautiful here in the Pacific Northwest.
Yes.
We're finally getting some warm weather.
Yes.
Oh,
yes. So
we need it.
I'm going to set her free so she can go enjoy it.
I'm going to go
hit Seattle and have fun. And I've got an open house to do.
Okay, we'll see you next time.
And so till next time, and be good to each other.
Yep.
Ciao.
Ciao.